Welcome back. We're back to working on the car. We're kind of in the stage where we're waiting for a few parts to come in for any major projects, and we got some stuff out for powder coating. We got a few little things going on, so we're going to tackle some of the smaller tasks today. One of them being the dry sump tank. Dry sump tank in this car is actually kind of in a nightmare of a position. It's kind of good for weight, but not in the most amazing spot for servicing on a regular occasion. But while we've got this car fully torn apart, it makes perfect sense now to pull that dry sump tank out. Over the years, I've noticed with running E85, there'll probably be a bit of a sludgy material in there. We did lose an engine at the middle of last year as well, so we cleaned everything the best we could, but we did just throw a stock motor back in there. So we kind of want to pull that out, have a good look at that, get that nice and clean, since we got the fresh Samtech motor going in. So we want to make sure that that's all 100%. So we're going to rip this tank out now, and I'll show you what's actually in there after it's been a year of drifting. We do service it after every single event, so it'll be kind of interesting to see what we have in there. So we're going to get that out now, and I'll show you what's in there. Alright, so I'm lucky enough today we got some help here, so we're going to separate these projects. Probably going to make this video a bit of a little project, get them done kind of thing, but this is our dry sump tank that Sparky's just pulled out. There's a little bit of moisture in there. That part's actually super clean. This part here, we got some moisture, and this is kind of what I see from E85, this dirty, kind of sludgy, watery stuff. This is our centerpiece. We've got a clip in there and the strainer, so this will obviously catch any real big bits. Hopefully there's not too much there. Then this is the stuff that this is kind of what I really wanted to get out of here. This is where the pickup is. This is actually the pickup tube for this, so this stuff here is what we really want to get out of here. It's like I don't know whether it's engine assembly or just what it is, but every time I pull a E85 car apart, we get a lot of that. So this is our dry sump tank. We're going to get this thing cleaned up and looking brand new again. Get that back in the car today, and that's one step closer to having the engine in. So let's get it. Alright, so one of the other awesome upgrades that we get to do this year is we're going to put an excess power battery in this car. So we're going to pull out this Optima red top in here. So it's in quite a fun location like the dry sump, but it's good for weight balance, so it's just down in there. So Sparky's going to rip that thing out for us now, and then we're going to show you guys the difference between that Optima, how much it weighs, and our new excess power lithium battery. So should be pretty sweet, interesting. We'll get that thing in there. It's another little project completed. Alright, so we're going to upgrade this battery. This is the weight. So the excess power have actually recommended the Titan 8 for what we're doing with the car. Actually has super high cranking amps, and we can leave the battery powered on while we're at the track. And we went for this one since it's the same size as what we are pulling out. So this new battery weighs 9.65 pounds. And this old one that we pulled out weighs 40. So we're saving over 30 pounds of weight, which is a decent saving. So with the battery losing some weight, maybe I'll lose some weight as well, and we'll take some weight out of the car on the same side. That'll be a win. We'll see how we go with that one, but for now, out with the old, in with the new. Pretty stoked on this thing. It's especially for how this is mounted in the car. It'll actually make it way nicer to be able to get it in and out as well, because it's definitely not a fun job getting it in and out from where it is. So we'll get this in there, show you what it looks like, get it connected, and another little job done. So I'm sitting in this car. It's honestly kind of tight to get in here, but we got it done. The new battery's in, so the Titan 8's in its home. So that's done, buttoned up, so that's a nice finish. So one of these, this is our 3 little projects we're going to have in this video, and this is the 3rd one. It's also some weight reduction. We had this, no one's probably seen in here for a long time, but this big aluminum tank here was a water tank. So it used to fill through this hole and it came out here and was in the side panel, and it was actually through the gas tank cover. And we used to fill that tank with water, and then it had these 2 water sprayers up here, and then this was our water pump. So it's actually kind of a fair bit of weight, and we honestly never used it. The whole time I've been in America here, we've never ever used it once. It was something I did do on some other Turbo LS cars. It may be slightly beneficial, but honestly the cooling system's pretty good in this car and I'm not overly concerned about it. The tyres don't really last long enough to worry about having to cool it down, and most of the tracks we run here are pretty short, so you usually just do a little blast and then you can cool down. So we're going to rip that out, save some more weight out of the car, clean it up a little bit in here, make it a little bit easier to work on, so should be sick and get this out of here. Tyler's been cleaning away here and this is all looking brand new, so it's pretty sweet. The new engine's going to be super thankful to him. This is all our pieces, so we can start assembling this again. One thing, when we pulled this O-ring out, a bit of oil and brake clean has actually got in it and stretched it a bit, so I've put some I put a little couple of dobs of super glue around to keep it in, and then you can see, I don't know whether you can see on the camera, but you'll have to trust me, I actually cut the O-ring here because it was just way too long to get it in there. So I'm going to cut this O-ring and just put a bit of, I'm actually going to use this. When I used to work for Hitachi, this stuff would seal up anything, even if it was covered in oil. 3-Bond's pretty sick stuff. So some the almost new looking dry sump tank is also in its home. All the lines are connected, ready for some fresh hot shots to be poured in there. And you can see the back through the back of the car, so that tank's gone. So we'll jump out now, have a look at that. That's freed up some room back there, and that's pretty sick. That's a bunch of little tiny jobs completed. It's a successful Saturday, to be honest. We got that tanks out of there. It's looking clean in here now. So that's done. Ready to drop this radiator in, I think. So this is what we do, have to make this hatch, which we'll make that today probably. And yeah, so we got 3 decent projects done, out of the way and complete. So success, baby.